Hello, my name is Ryan Schaub, and I work with the Frontier Extension District. I've been receiving questions lately on, is it too early to plant tomatoes? Now, coming out of a very cold week last week, I had to start checking my soil temperatures. Soil temperatures are very important when we talk about growing our warm season crops. And by warm season, I'm actually going to split them into two groups. I have a warm season and a very warm season. Our warm season crops, such as sweet corn, tomatoes, and green beans, need soil temperatures to be about 55 degrees, minimum of 55 degrees. Our very warm season crops, such as sweet potatoes, peppers, and cucumbers, they need soil temperatures to be at least 60 degrees and would do a little bit better if they were closer to 65 degrees. So coming out of that cold week last week, I've been checking my soil temperatures now the last few days, and we're going to talk a little bit more about how to properly do that, but we're still a little bit on the cool side. Now today, we're getting much closer to having our soil temperatures at that minimum level. So soil temperatures, actually, it's very easy to check. Just finding a thermometer, whether you go out and buy one, you can find them at a auto parts store, hardware stores, even Walmart would work. Actually, today I'm going to be using a meat thermometer because it's what I had in the house, but it's something that I've been using for the last few days, so I have an idea of how accurate it can be. When we go to do take our soil temperatures, I would recommend that you take it sometime between 10 and 11 a.m. See, our soil temperatures will vary a lot throughout the day. In the mornings, they'll be a lot on the cool side. In the afternoons, they'd be a little on the higher side as we've warmed up throughout the day. If you can't take your soil temperature between 10 and 11, what I'd recommend doing is trying to take one when you left for work in the morning, and then taking it again when you get home in the afternoon, and try to average those out. And depending on the crop that you're growing, then you're shooting for that either that 55 degrees or that 60 degree temperature before we'd go ahead and plant. When we take these, I'd like for you to take it, if you have a big garden, got some shade trees there next to it, make sure you're taking your soil temperatures throughout that whole garden, as that shade can drastically reduce our soil temperatures. The other thing to remember is when taking our soil temperatures, if it's wet, our soil temperatures won't be nearly as affected by the air temperature as if they're a dry soil. So what do I mean by that? If our soils are really wet and we get really cold, they're not going to drop drastically in temperature. But on the flip side, when we warm up, they're not going to heat up nearly as fast as our dry soils would. So when we take this, you just want to go down about 2.5 inches and stick it in the ground and just let it sit there until it stops. And the only reason I like using this meat thermometer is just because it's digital. It tends to change to that soil temperature relatively quickly, and it'll give us a very accurate reading. And yesterday our soil temperature at 11 o'clock was about 46, 47 degrees, depending on where I took it. Today we're sitting in the low 50s. So is it too early to plant tomatoes and some of those warm season crops? It's a tad bit early, but I feel like by the end of the week we'll be doing much better. Thank you guys very much for watching, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send me an email or call our office. Our office phone number is 785-448-6826, and my email is reschaub@ksu.edu.